So I've covered it in the past, but apathy and all the rest of it. Brits could be banned from going on holiday as carbon passports introduced. Now, we've said for fucking years, like, look, seriously, you have no idea where this goes, but it ties into the cashless society, social credit scores, etc., etc. But no, the only place that happens is in China. We're happy to buy their goods from a essentially communist nation because we feel there's value in it, but we don't seem to get the fact that if industry is fleeing the UK over the last few decades, going to places abroad, we don't seem to care about, their political system, whatever else, as long as we perceive we're getting cheap goods. How's that working out for us as Western economies? When we used to be known for high quality goods, yeah? Not the lowest cost, but high quality goods that would last for years, yeah? None of this seems to be of any interest. I mean, even when you look at fucking internet providers, right? And I'll give you an example. I'm old enough to remember. I remember the XK modem, whatever it is, the 33 and whatever, bits per second, the 56k modem, the 128k modem, the ADSL, yeah. Then, of course, when broadband started to kick in, I remember some of the companies involved, yeah. And I realised even then they could have a far larger bandwidth, because at that stage it was, basically fibre optics, yeah. I mean, none of this is even new technology, and in all honesty, yeah. But at the time, we had British engineers at the end of a phone that we could trust, Oh, my internet's not working, right? And you could converse with these people and you'd have it resolved within minutes, yeah. Then over time, no, because everything's about saving money. And then we were introduced to people from other countries that English is not their first language, and they don't seem to share the same values. But, we put up with that because apparently our internet was cheaper. Remember all that and so much more? Yeah. And you could see I'm off at tangents, but everything has been about the celebration of, if Ahmed or whoever else is doing it abroad, but I get the same value, I'm quids in. But what most people don't seem to get is the skills disappearing from the West, yeah? Oh, honestly, it's like watching this fucking implosion, and all people can be concerned about is, I'm not getting my holiday to Torremolinos. They don't realise that up until the fucking mid to late 80s, holidaying abroad was seen as a luxury. And not just our economy, but even the weather was far better 40 odd years ago than it is today. I mean, after all, we used to have this thing called summers and winters, guaranteed every bloody year. Every year it was hot, summer, hot, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Yeah, winter, freezing cold, lots of snow. Yeah? Not so much these days. But for the most of it, let's be honest, most of the public has been so fucking dumbed down. And remember, the promotion of, just think of the self, So they don't give a fuck. They all bleat about all those places in the UK now that are a fraction of what they used to be. The places they used to be. No. As long as I get my cheap flight via Ryanair or whatever else to whatever the fuck abroad, that's all I'm focused on. And those who feel apparently patriotic will still eat the same shite abroad. The greasy spoon, the whatever else, but under a hot baking sun. I've never understood it. Honestly, all my life, look, I'm Scottish, old school Scottish. I'm wired to by and large exist in Scotland. Embrace and celebrate, well, I was right from childhood, the great aspects of so many places round about Scotland. Occasionally you'd head south of the border, and yeah, there's some great experiences. But and I'll be honest, I'm not vastly travelled. I had some experiences when I was younger, and I mean, it's like, I remember getting off the plane, somewhere in Spain and heading to Lloret de Mar. And I just knew it wasn't me. It's like, for days I couldn't really sleep that well, and yeah, you get used to it and you can see you're acclimatised, but, other than the fact that, well, people were there to have fun, and believe me, at that young age, I was when I was across there. But you know what it didn't give me? It didn't give me the enthusiasm of doing it again. In all honesty, I'd rather just fucking holiday somewhere in the UK, because I realised even at a young age, you're actually helping to keep those places going. Nobody gives a fuck about that. It's all about live your best life. Yeah. See, the people that promote live your best life are somewhere on that socio-psychopathic fucking scale. And most people will not grasp what I'm saying here. But, it's, this to me reminds me of when you were trying to wake people up to the smart meter, yeah? Initially you're trying to tell them, listen, they can monitor your energy usage day or night, where you are in the house, all the rest of it. Nobody gave a fuck about that. Only when they realised that they could remotely switch you off was when they gave a fuck. That's basically most of humanity now. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. This is where we are, yeah? And I always say, now it's the same in this. Once you realise, oh fuck, I can't get my wee holiday in Torremolinos. Now that, then they might give a shite. They'll still not get the bigger picture. And remember, from the occultist point of view, we're already fucked. And believe me, in many respects, they're absolutely fucking right. You know why? Because most people have gone out their fucking way to be willfully ignorant, as opposed to embracing why the fuck we have been so successful as nations for millennia, for years, yeah? As usual, I could do a better job, but for fuck's sake, honestly, they'll start bleating about this. Oh, I can't get my holiday abroad, but still never putting two and two together. Still not realising about the 15-minute cities, the 20-minute neighbourhoods. None of that they'll get. Yeah? And if you're asking me, believe me, I don't still do this because I give a fuck about most of the population. I'll be honest with you. Because most of the fucking population are a damn disgrace. You know what I look at? I look at the innocence of animals and children, and I know there's still good people out there. That's the only reason I fucking do it, seriously. Because most of us out there are a fucking damn disgrace. We are, but a shadow of what we used to be. That's what we're dealing with. It can be turned around, but let's not fanny about with the reality of it, yeah? Let's have a few home truths, and I'll speak to you soon.